Yeah, well, good morning. Not such a good morning around here. I'll explain why in a minute. I did a video earlier, but the picture stopped after a while, so I thought I'd come back and delete the earlier version, and we'll try again with a new version. That's important enough that I want to get the message out. Let everybody know what's going on. Yesterday was a kind of a sad day for us, and also a day that we're going to remember for a while. We've had this cat for almost 3 weeks. The mystery cat that was dropped on our driveway. No information, no name, no medical history, nothing. So we decided, well, we'll keep the cat inside so we can observe it, and we'll feed it, and we'll bond with it. And we tried very hard to bond with it. It wouldn't let us touch it except when it's eating, and then you could only touch its head. You could not pick it up. But we went ahead and spent the money on having it vetted, and it was due to go to the vet yesterday to be vetted. So Terry was in the process of loading up the mystery cat. She had the arm protectors on that they use in the vet's office. We have a couple of them here. Hey. And as she was loading the cat, he swung his head around and grabbed hold of her hand. It was not inside the glove. In a vicious way. Not a play bite. This is a vicious cat. So she was bitten and has bite marks, I guess 3 or 4 of them around her knuckles. We've handled hundreds of cats. Terry's very good at it. She knows how to grab them even when they're difficult. But this is a strong cat, and if you've ever tried to handle a cat that wanted to get away from you, if they're strong, they will get away from you. No matter how good a hold you have around them, no matter how well you have them grabbed around the neck, the scruff of the neck, they're going to get you and they're going to get away. So again, she was bitten very hard, harder than she's ever been bitten. I mean, we get a lot of cat scratches around here. That's not a big deal. And play bites are not a problem. But a vicious bite is going to require a trip to the doctor. So we went ahead and soldiered on. Let me see if anybody's on. I'm talking to myself here. Well, nobody's on, but maybe they'll catch it on the rerun. I think everything's working now. So we took him to the vet, explained the situation to the vet. The vet did a cursory examination and said, this cat, we can't manage this cat. You can't manage this cat. We recommend that you consider a humane euthanasia. We couldn't think of anything else to do. We've never had that done. We've never had that done with a healthy cat before. It was a tough decision, but we can't have a cat out here that we can't manage. I think you understand that. We can't have a cat out here that we can't handle, take to the vet, spend some time with, groom it, all of those things that you do with a cat. So we said, yeah, go ahead. So that's what happened with the mystery cat. Very unfortunate, and it should not have ever happened. If you've got a problem with your cat, if it's has a disease or behavior issues, please don't bring him or her to us, and expect us to resolve it for you. It's not fair. It's just not fair, especially for a cat that is what I call a psycho cat. We don't want any psycho cats in here, do we? No, we don't want any psycho cats. Just sweet cats, like Muffy. So I rushed Terry over to the urgent care facility that we use, and they took a look at the bites and said, you need a shot. But Terry had her shot a couple years ago, but she still needed special care because of how sick she was last year, and she can't afford to get an infection. Okay, can't afford to have an infection. So that's why we rushed her over there, and they gave her some antibiotics and bandaged her up, and now she's using hot and cold compresses to keep the swelling down. Her fingers are already all swelled up. So it's a sad chapter here, but it's a cautionary tale about cats that you know nothing about. We've always had a policy of meeting the cat. Somebody meet the cat. Make sure they're friendly before we actually accept them. Well, we didn't have a choice in this matter. The cat was left with us. We did what we could. I know. We took excellent care of that cat. I tried to pick him up. He wouldn't allow being picked up. He was not crazy about being petted, except he would allow it during when he was being fed. We fed him the very best food. So that's the situation here. It's unfortunate that we were thinking about taking another senior kitty, Tori, who was down at West Palm Beach. We can't take any cats right now, guys. Don't even contact us about taking cats. We can't do it. We can't do it. And all the shelters are full now, and they have us on their list. So we probably had 5 calls yesterday from people that wanted to find a place where they could surrender their cat. We can't do it. We just can't do it. We're not doing it for private parties, number one. And now we have Terry injured. I'm going to help her today. And we have someone coming in tomorrow to help her. But when you're in your 70s, your late 70s, you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself, especially if you've got responsibilities like we have here. So, even though the mystery cat did not come with a donation, and no one came forward to be a guardian angel for the mystery cat, although I'm not sure I was really expecting that without first meeting the cat. And when the cat never came out here, so you never had a chance to meet it. But this is just another expense that was unexpected that we're going to have to bear just to keep things going. So that's what happened with the mystery cat. And Terry, her hands all swelled up, and cat bites can be serious. So this is not a small matter for us. We're mad and we're sad at the same time. I hope you understand that. We'll go on. Yes, we will. We'll soldier on. Kitties need to be fed. They need to be cleaned up after. And we're going to take care of that this morning. I'm out here doing some of the work. Terry will be out in a little bit, but it had happened to her right hand, just like the dog bite got me on the right hand too. So that will slow her down some. And she did she had the appropriate antibiotics were prescribed for her yesterday. They had to look at her file and see the condition of her kidneys and so forth before they prescribed the antibiotics to make sure it wasn't too strong a dose. But what a crazy thing to have happen to us. I don't know, All the cats that we've managed, and many of them have come in, they've been upset, they've been under stress, and we're able to just leave them alone let them get settled where they are, so they don't feel threatened, and start bonding with them. And when we bonded with them, then we bring them out here and we sit with them a couple times so they can understand a little bit about Cat Town, and then eventually release them to Cat Town. That's been our process for 7 or 8 years here. It's always worked well for us. But now we're older and wiser, maybe. So I'm not sure when the next cat's coming. But nevertheless, we still have to continue to care for these wonderful kitties that are here already. And we love them, and we're grateful to have them here. But if you've been around cats much, you know that when they're upset and they want to get away from you, if they're not a real old cat, they're very strong, and they can wiggle around and they can get you, and they will get away. They will get away. No matter how strong a grip you may have on their neck and elsewhere, they still will get away. And the thing that I've done when I sense that that's coming, I just drop the cat. I said, okay, okay, buddy. I got the message. Don't try to settle them down when they're in that frenzy behavior, because they're not going to settle down. Just get away from them and try again later. But this one got Terry, and it reminded me of the time when let's see if anybody's online. I'm talking to dead air here. Looks like we got one line. Reminded me of the time when we had some pigs here at the farm. Vietnamese pigs, small ones, but they didn't stay very small. But eventually we needed to get rid of them. We had a lot of little piglets. We had some fun with them, but the male was getting to be to the point where he was unmanageable. So we found a farm for our pigs. Wonderful people. The son and the mother and the father, they came down in their truck, to put the pigs in the cage and take them away. And we were getting the male Porker. We're getting Porker loaded in the truck, and Porker swung his head around and ripped a big gash in the leg of the son, who's probably late teens. It's amazing how strong a pig can be. And you may not see those tusks, but they're there. And he had to go get stitches. Sad thing. This reminds me a little bit of that scenario, unfortunately. They were wonderful people, farm people. They they understood it wasn't our fault, and that maybe they should have used extra care when they were loading the pig. But nevertheless, here's a cat that we thought was a senior cat, but now I'm not real sure. So strong, was able to turn his head around and get her where the covering only goes down to the wrist, because usually you get scratched on your forearm, and bitten on your forearm. So even though she had those protective gloves on, he swung his head around and bit her, grabbed her on the knuckles, and just chomped down. And of course the rest you already know about. So she's taking it easy, using hot and cold compresses to keep the swelling down in her fingers, and we're just going to have to work through it, just like we worked through my injury from last week. Unfortunate. Well, maybe we're silly to try to do things at this age here at Cats Creative, but we love our mission, and we do want to help cats that are in crisis. But they have to be cats that are domesticated and will enjoy living the rest of their lives with us in Cats Creative, Cat Town. All the cats we have here now are so settled and sweet. It just makes us nuts when we run up against a psycho cat, like we ran into with this mystery cat. It was dumped on our driveway. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Very expensive lesson. Very sad lesson. Cat lost its life unnecessarily. If you've got a cat that's a problem, consider making it an inside-outside cat. It may not work in your community, but it may work. It may save that cat's life. It may just hang around your place and get fed. Yeah. Muffin, you're such a sweet thing, and you're an old girl. Yes, you are. We've had Muffin a long, long time. So glad you're here. So that's the report from Cat's Cradle, and a kind of a recap of what happened with the mystery cat. We had even named the mystery cat Oreo, and we had planned to bring him out here after a trip to the vet. Well, unfortunately, the mystery cat is no more. He's been humanely euthanized. First time we've ever had that done to a healthy cat. We have had that done on occasion when cats are dying and they're in pain. Then we'll have them humanely euthanized. If they're not in pain, then we typically will just work with them until they pass, and then we have their remains cremated. So that's it, guys. Not a lot of fun stuff going on today, but I'm still enjoying being with our kitties, especially you, Muffin. You haven't had a lot of attention lately. Yeah, I know. You're such a good girl. I know, such a good girl. All right, leave your messages, your comments, your sympathies, if you would, for Terry. She'll be out in a little bit, and I'm going to help her. And then tomorrow we have a volunteer coming in, but recovering from this cat bite, or bites. I'm not real sure whether there's more than one. It's probably going to take a couple weeks. I really don't know. I really don't know. But she's under doctor's care, and that's all we can do. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Have a great day out there in Catland.